it was more than the spark and the joy. It was more of what does this company need most right now from a skill set perspective? And who is the best person to do that? And is that person me? Or if I take my ego out of this, is that actually someone else? And it's better if I partner with this other person who is a good operator, someone great at running a business and being detail oriented with the systems of how this business is run. And I can help them with strategy. I can help them with outside of the box ideas. And that's actually the better place to put my energy. And if we do that, the company will be more successful. But if I do that, I no longer have a CEO title. I can no longer go around saying, I'm a CEO of a company, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't have that problem. I actually don't really care about people thinking of me as a CEO. It's just not a factor for me. So it made it easier for me to step into a different position. I wouldn't say I left the business. I wouldn't say I stepped away. I would say it's more I just changed what my contribution was, if
W-
that makes
Why
sense.
do you think the title matters to so many people?
I think because people worry about it's I think it's their identity, right? So it's like, if I'm not a CEO, then what am I? Right? And that's a really hard question for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, let's just take titles out. What is your contribution?
Yeah.
And what is your best contribution to your business and to society? And if you just describe it in those terms without a label, then it makes it easier to let go,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I often tell people I'm the janitor. I just go around making sure things are clean and I'm fixing broken stuff, and they're just like, no, seriously, tell me. I'm like, no, that's literally what I do. Um, yeah, but,
Yeah,
but I
that's
know,
beautiful.
I think it's right. It is tied to the identity side. And so I think it was very big of you. Well, I think you said naturally you didn't feel that way. So maybe it was easier for you than most, right? Um, but there is obviously always that ego play, even if you don't feel it as much as other people. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
what was the moment that you realized I shouldn't be this person. Like my business deserves something else.
I realized that I was getting burned out in COVID running the business, and my executive coach and a few of my CEO friends in my peer group suggested to me that I would be better off and the company would be better off if we switch things up.
Okay.
And my board at the time, they were very supportive of whatever I wanted to do. They're like, yeah, if you want to hire a CEO, great. If not, then we'll make it work too. So they were very positive. And so, if anything, I felt like I had too much optionality where it's like, all right, now I'm the person who has to make the decision now.
Yeah.
Right. Because normally, you are forced into it because you have a terrible life event or you have a great opportunity to go somewhere else and do something else, or you're fired. But for me, none of that existed. I had the ultimate decision and all the decisions would have been supported. So yeah, ultimately though, I trusted my intuition, I meditated on it, and I'm like, what feels better? Like in my body, what feels like the right decision? If I put decision one to stay as CEO here and decision two to move into a strategic supporter and a strategic bold idea guide, okay, for lack of a better description, right? Because there's no good label for that. But those are the two. What what do I gravitate more towards if I were to go in one or the other, right? And so naturally, it was pretty obvious to me when I put it in that language.
Yeah. Yeah. And did a part of your was there a part of your identity that was the hardest to release from stepping out of that role?
I don't think I had too much of a difficulty on the identity front. And I think it's because if you go back to 2012, right, and the whole Inc. 30 under 30, Forbes under 30 situation, it just taught me that like external labels don't reflect how I should see myself, good or bad. It doesn't really matter, you know? What matters is, am I delivering the right output or not? And am I having fun? Are my team members enjoying being here? Are my customers enjoying being here? That's really what matters.